Massive crisis for Sri Lanka due to the economic crisis mostly we are seeing, and now the people are napping ante against the government, and so is the opposition camp. Joining me, the leaders from the opposition camp of the SJB alliance. The first question, the opposition indeed blaming the Rajapaksa government, who's responsible for the economic decisions that they took, which led to this massive crisis. Now, what is the solution other than the resignation of the government? Because even if the government goes, how will you undo the damage which has already been done, sir?
So first and foremost, you have to permit me to give you a detailed reply. First, the major thing that everyone in Sri Lanka should understand is every one of us has a very bitter pill to swallow. We will have to go through hardship, we will have to sacrifice, and the rulers, the politicians, the members of parliament, such as ourselves, we have to make the biggest sacrifice. And we have to become role models and then ask everyone else to follow. We have to lead. So as far as resolving the economic crisis is concerned, we have to go on a multifaceted approach. First, it is very important that we approach the international monetary institutions, ensure that we arrive at a consensus, an agreement which does not impose hardship on the people of the country. With that approach, we will have several benefits. There will be a moratorium on payments, and there will also be what you call a debt haircut. That means a reduction of your debt obligations in terms of capital and interest. In addition, it will stabilize our currency. It will ensure Sri Lanka can enter the international capital markets to raise dollar loans for refinancing of debt. And last, it will also improve our rankings as far as the various rating agencies are concerned, Standard & Poor, Moody's, Fitch, and it will also provide a favorable environment for bridging finance to take place both bilaterally and multilaterally.
These suggestions you already gave it to the government, sir?
One second. By multilateral, I mean World Bank, Asian Development Bank, and by bilateral, we mean countries such as India, Japan, and other countries who will support us with bridging finance. So that is just one aspect. There are also other aspects. We need to cushion the people in our country with accurate, evidence-based social safety net programs. We have to ensure there's greater female participation in the labor force. We have to ensure that we address the issue of youth unemployment. So there are a variety of programs that have to be put in place in order for us to come out of this terrible situation.
But these are the long-term measures. As far as the monetary bodies, foreign monetary bodies are concerned, indeed the Sri Lanka approached, including IMF, including AIIB and other agencies. But what it seems, the debt is too high, and since the foreign reserve has already been ended. Now, what could be the quick solution? Because I remember even during the parliamentary debate, this suggestion were given by the opposition. Where you think the government failed to implement those suggestions, sir?
Unfortunately, the government lacks competence. It lacks comprehensive understanding of the economic fundamentals. So far, they have not adhered to acceptable economic principles in guiding Sri Lanka's economy. So we have to convince everyone. We have to convince the monetary authorities. That's the skill of leadership. And we sincerely believe that we have the necessary skills and the knowledge to approach the international actors. It may be nation states, it may be international institutions, both multilateral and otherwise, non-state actors, various other pressure groups. we will have an integrated approach, an all-encompassing approach to formulate a solution for the problem.
You think the loan, particularly the loan that was taken from China, and that too on the commercial loan with the high interest, that is one of the key trigger point that led to this massive crisis, deepen this massive crisis, sir?
I think the biggest trigger point is creating indebtedness without an adequate return on those investments. That's the basic problem. Certain symbolic projects that were personalized, championed and highlighted did not accrue adequate benefit. The ROI, return on investments, were not positive. You see, the basic cost-benefit analysis approach has to be followed in decision-making. I doubt whether the government knows what cost-benefit analysis means. So I think the rudimentary principles, the very basics that you should follow in government.
China pulled its hand when the government needed really help from them.
The rudimentary principles which you have to follow in arriving at decisions were not done by this government. So it's not a matter of identifying countries, identifying individual institutions or personalities. At the end of the day, Sri Lanka and the government consented to these agreements. These were done on a consensual basis. So I'm pretty sure that those who signed from this side did not have a proper comprehension of the far-reaching consequences of their own actions.
My last question, sir. Sri Lanka share indeed a very good ties, diplomatic ties with India. You think India could be a greater ally, a stronger ally in this crisis time to help out the people of Sri Lanka?
Alliances with India and with other countries should not be handled in an opportunistic manner. I think we have to have a broad overarching policy of establishing good relations with friendly countries while protecting the country's unity, territorial integrity, political independence and sovereignty. It should not be the case that one fine day you realize, oh, we have 52 billion US dollar foreign debt, so we have to be chummy with A, B, C, D country. I think that is very, very unprofessional. That's not the way to conduct your external relations. I think we have to get our principles in order. We have to get our policies in order. And those policies and principles, the fundamentalities of it, the whole country should accept. There should be credibility. There should be trustworthiness. And we should always work from a position of strength. Right now, Sri Lanka is subjected to a variety of vulnerabilities. We are whichever subject area, we are vulnerable. And that vulnerability has been caused by the misgovernance of this present administration.
And this is where the responsibility goes to the Rajpaksha administration. You heard the leader from the opposition, SJB Alliance in Colombo. With this report in Colombo at Ground Zero, I'm Ashutosh Mishra for India Today.